Okay, Millie, you wanted to draw some horses, and I am not real familiar with horses, but I asked Russ, and he kind of got me some elementary directions on how to draw a horse. I have a book, a great book that I like, and I use that as reference, and I've put some of those images here, as well as the horse's little snout or whatever his nose area there and mouth, so that we can use those for reference. And then we can use this on this side. I think you can see there's kind of a step-by-step method to do it, and I actually followed it up here, and man, for never making a horse, it kind of reminds me of one. We haven't painted it yet, and we'll get to that, but let's look here at these steps. So this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let me tell you about what this 4 one is. So if you can see these dotted lines, it means this spot right here and this spot right here should measure the same. This width right here should measure the same as those. Between his hind legs and his forelegs, same measurement. From his top of his leg here to his knee, same measurement. And from this head to his nose area, the same measurement. Also from this joint in his back foot down to his hoof, same measurement. So these are all on this size horse, measuring 1/2 inch. So we want our horse, it will be proportionate if we go by this, but let's measure our horses after we draw them. And let's go with this very simple way. There's 3 circles on the page. This is the largest circle, just a bit smaller, and then a little bit smaller than that. So I'm going to start with the largest circle. I'm going to draw right here, and I usually draw with a pen, and I would recommend that because then I can't be, I'm not as trying to be as perfect, and it usually ends up a little better. So the question is how far apart to make these 2 circles. And on this one, I kind of feel like the horse maybe should be a little bit shorter there, but then if I look at a horse here, maybe not. So here's my larger circle, which is a little smaller than that one, but then I'm going to put this a little bit smaller circle back here for his hind legs, and then I'm going to add this circle, which I'm going to start from, actually just about the midpoint of this circle is where I'll start this line up here. And then I'm going to put a smaller circle right here. Okay, so I have got 1, 2, 3. And now I'm going to connect them the way that they are connected here. I'm going to just make this one just a tad bigger. Okay, so we're just going to come, and there's a little bit of a dip, I believe, but that actually didn't show it. But I think that will come up later, so let's just go ahead and attach it the way they've got it. So we've got those 2 for this. Now let's move down to here. And this looks so elementary, but oh my goodness. It actually, I'm going to make this circle just a little bigger. It actually is ingenious. It worked so well. Okay, 2 little circles. Down just a little bit more. Little smaller circles. Then we're going to make a line angling out that way, and we're going to come back in and put a triangle at the bottom of those lines. Okay, we've got our 2 front legs here, and these legs are going to be right in between the halfway point. So one's going to start here and one's going to start here. So we're going to come down, and these circles look like they're a little higher than these 2. So we're going to go right here. And right here, I'm going to make them a little larger. Now we're going to angle it. This one, and that one not quite. We're going to a little bigger, smaller than these, but a little larger than, about the same size actually. Okay, we're gonna go sideways this way, put our little triangle in. Okay, now we're just gonna put some little bit of meat on our horse. So with these circles as gauge, we're gonna create an outside covering, I guess, little meat on them. And where these circles on the joints go, that's kind of where the legs have a little bit of a bulge. Come down and then straight down. I'm going to start right about there. We're going to give a circle for that, straight down, and just bring my thing down to the hoof here. Okay, this next one we're going to start in right about here. Going to go out for that circle, and looks like this circle's just almost slanting right down. We're going to go out for that one, a little bit out here, and back for our back. But isn't this unbelievably easy? Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm going to give him a little more head here. And bring this down. Now, the one thing I do know is horses, and now we can just keep filling in where we want to here, but horses' backs are not straight. Actually, usually the back is higher than the front, so I wonder if I've got this positioned a little wrong, or maybe it's just too small. But we're gonna just keep working here. So we're going to come down here, a little bump, another little bump. We're just going to match it. Little angle, little bump, little bump. We're going to match it. I'm going to bring the insides together. It's kind of a straight, out and down. And then we already did this side. And so now this is the point we're going to, we didn't do this side though. Okay, now this is the point we're going to just add the meat on the bones. So I'm thinking a tail's gonna look good here. And I'm wondering just a little bit about this line. So I'm gonna come over, see they've got a curved line and a curved line. So I'm gonna curve this one just a little bit more here. We're gonna put some ears on him. And I don't know much about the ear positioning, but we'll do about like that. I have seen that the eyes actually go this way, and the nose, this is where I really like this image here. So the nose just kind of comes like this. Oh, and I like this right here, that kind of a bulge. So here we go. So that's right where the mouth goes. Mine's getting a little harder to see. But as we bring our paint in here, I think we're gonna actually be pretty darn happy with him. Up a little bit. I kind of want that to be a little more graceful. Okay, I'm liking my first horse better than the one we just did, but we're gonna dress him now with color, and that's gonna mask a whole lot of things that we might. The one thing here is I think this should, there we go, be down just a little bit. I think the color is going to really add to it to help it to look like an animal. And I'm going to use kind of a large brush just to start. Spray my paints so they all have a little moisture, and I can just grab some of those colors without, I still dip my brush in, but okay. I love gray horses, so I'm gonna bring some gray in. I actually like, and I think they might be called painted ponies. I love the gray. Oh, they have the speckled bums. Now, are those Appaloosa? Or, see, Millie, you know so much more about horses than I do. But this will get us a really, really lovely, easy start to this horse. I think we'll have all the right lines in the right directions, and then with that kind of that scale, we ought to be able to have them look proportioned. And I haven't checked this horse out yet, so we'll check him out in a minute. Sometimes when you have a curve on something, like for instance here, or this hip joint, it's usually going to be a little darker. Maybe right down here and right here. See, probably a little darker under its jaw, if you will. The eyes on that, I think, are perhaps a little high. So I'm just gonna bring some color in, and again, you know, this was kind of a rump up there. So anytime you're going to have a curved situation, you're going to have different lights and darks with that curved situation. So I'm going to leave that one because when they're too wet, if we keep adding our color, we're going to just get it all muddied out. So I'm going to add a little bit of paint to this guy and see if we can redeem him. He's just doesn't quite look proportioned to me like that first one came out. So let's try to, and you know, horses are just like people where, sure, it's supposed to be a ½ inch here and a ½ inch here and a ½ inch here and a ½ inch here, ½ inch here, and a ½ inch here. But that's just the perfect ratio. Horses, just like people, do not always. There's some that are absolutely gorgeously proportioned, and then, you know, horses, some of them are not as attractive. But these guys, I think his legs are a little stubby, and I think that the work horses, those that really pull the carts and stuff, I think they're quite chunky horses. So maybe this guy's going to be one of those, and his little head is not looking right. I don't know, maybe we should have, he just isn't very attractive. Swear it's going to be dark because of the curve. And I feel like his legs maybe need to be a little longer too. So I'm going to just extend him down, and that's helping that part of him. So let's extend this down too. That might help a little bit. I'm gonna go with the I kind of liked that purple hair there. It just makes it a nice color. So let's just see what's wrong here. Okay, so this circle here, his eye should have been up here. And I've got his eye down there. I think his ears may be positioned a little wrong too. I like his body here. We're doing okay there. We do just have something going wrong up here on his head. And actually, when he's dry, I think we can come back and I can reconfigure his head just a little bit, and I think then we'll be a little happier. I think that curve right there is really throwing me on him. But Millie, can you look how easy they're actually quite, this one's good without the head, and this guy's just, I recognize a horse. So hope that helps you. I can come back when, oh, actually I've got my heat gun here. Maybe we can get it dry, and then we can come back in and see if we can't reshape this guy and save him. If you keep going and your paints are still wet and you're adding different colors, you're going to turn to mud. And if you try to add your ink when your paints are wet. It's going to bleed out if your pen's not super it will bleed out, but if it's not a permanent pigment. And then also sometimes it won't even draw if it's too wet. So we're going to change those ears. So yeah, this one stepped back a little bit, but I really think it's just something here that doesn't look quite right. Now he looks like a dog. Oh, his upper, okay. Oh no, look at, see, this is really helpful to me to see. So it looks like we've got an out here, and then down to his jaw. And this should be just kind of straight. So what it is it's right there. If we took that right there, that curve, the horse would look better. And I don't know that we're going to be able to take that curve out, but I'm going to move his eyes up just a tad. Yeah, if we could take that curve out, then again, we've kind of got an okay horse there. Okay, Mill, hope this helps you, and I'll check with you and see how we do. Now, one thing, Millie, I always like us to do when we're painting, and I think I've mentioned it to you before, sign your work. And sometimes it's a good thing to sign your work before you're finished, so that you don't forget when you are finished. I think this guy's behind could curve just a little bit, and down here could curve. For sure this could curve. Here I'm getting distracted because I'm looking at him, seeing the things that are wrong with him. And I'm curious. Let's just, actually, I just want to, I'm kind of curious. I want to go back to that measurement, and let's see if there's something wrong with him as far as measurement. So we're going to go with that 1/2 inch measurement. So from here to here should be a 1/2 inch, which it is. Now from here to here should be a 1/2 inch, or whatever ratio. It should be the same as the one we just did, which is just about a 1/2 inch. So those are not bad. Then this one should be the same ratio, and he's a little thick right here. So he's just a little thick right there, and I think so then it should be a 1/2 inch from here to here, and it looks like he is that with this lower foot. I'm going to bring it a little more here. So that one's pretty good. What next? Oh, we're going to bring it from, okay, now this is one of the problems. There we go. That helps him. And this, I think that maybe is one of the problems with him. Let's go, we went that way. So now let's go from here to that first circle. No, man, that one's exactly. So he isn't too short that way. And what we're going to do, okay, we're going to go from here to here. And that one I can visually see is way off. There, because look, 1/2 inches right here. Look at that. There's our problem with our horse. That 1/2 inch should come right to his jawline. So his jaw should be right here. And if that was the case, then a lot of this should be erased. So he's not bad. I think it's just this top part right here. And this ear should be this way. Okay, so we did that one, and I wanted to just measure 1/2 inch from his nose back to behind his ears, and that measurement is way off. So right here, that measurement is completely off. So it's his head that's the problem. But good luck, Millie, and I want you to be able to see these. So if you can zoom in, I want you to especially have this part, because that really helps when you're starting to diagram your horse's head. And so I'm hoping you have all those diagrams These are from an artist that I like, and I kind of just brought them here. So I hope if you want your horse to be galloping, these legs will help you here also. So good luck, Mill, and send me your pictures. Love ya. Have fun painting. Bye.